Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 1980s horror films and the year 1981. And today we're talking Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Now, this was the first time watch for me. I was able to watch it on Amazon Prime, and I've known about this film for many years, but I never watched it. And guys, call me crazy, but for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I thought this was a cannibal film. I was completely wrong. It is definitely not a cannibal film. There's definitely some psycho qualities to this particular film, but definitely not a cannibal film. It starts off, we're introduced to the character of Cheryl, and she has, young Billy with her. His parents are about to go on a trip, and she's going to be watching him. And wouldn't you know, they meet their demise after they leave. Their brakes go out in their car. No, so it's no spoilers, guys, because it happens within the first couple minutes. But their brakes go out in their car, and they meet their demise, which leaves Billy to be raised by his aunt Cheryl. Now, fast forward many years later, Billy is about to, graduate high school. He's going to possibly get a scholarship for basketball. But Aunt Cheryl, who you could definitely tell is a little bit unhinged, she forbids it. She does not want him to leave her alone. She does not want him to go to college and take this scholarship, especially when she finds out that he's going to be going to college with his girlfriend, and she is not having any of it. Now, Aunt Cheryl, played by Susan Tyrrell, she's great in this role. You can see she's already unhinged from the beginning. There's definitely something off about her, but the further the film goes along, she is just the spirals out of control. And it's not just her acting and the way she delivers her lines that you can tell her she's unhinged. Her body language changes throughout the entire film. It's almost like she becomes like Gollum from like Lord of the Rings. Like the way she morphs her body as the film goes along is incredible. She does a really good job. It's just being like completely deranged in this film. We have Julia Duffy, very like probably like maybe like a first performance by her in a film. I was very surprised to see her in this one, and Bill Paxton. Who knows? Maybe this was the first movie for him as well. He's not in it a lot, but he's in it for a few scenes. But as the film goes along, Billy starts to catch on to things like something's definitely off about his aunt, and we find out more as the film goes on. It's not like overly gory or bloody or anything like that, but the performances are what really sell the film, especially like I said from Susan Tyrrell as Aunt Cheryl. And there's some twists and turns in this film that I will say, some that I was not expecting, especially one that I was not expecting to happen towards the end of the film. But overall, I think this is a pretty solid film, guys. I was completely wrong about, like I said, definitely not a cannibal film, and it's a solid. I wouldn't. Some people consider a slasher. I don't know if I really consider a slasher. It's definitely a horror film, but I don't know if I consider it a slasher. What we would come to know as a slasher film. It definitely has some of those qualities to it, but I don't say it's a full on slasher. But like I said, all the performances are good, and it's always nice to go back and look at some of these older movies and see some of the actors actresses when they were younger, and you're like, oh man, I didn't know they were in this film. So guys, it's solid. It's definitely solid and worth checking out. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, another one that crossed off that list of films that I've heard about in the past. Never saw it. Very glad that I finally did. So there might be one that I think I'm gonna have to add to the collection. Another one now I'm gonna have to add to the collection. This is gonna cost me a lot of money by the end of the year with these films. I'm telling you that, guys. So like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care. Bye.